If you're looking for a new place in Greater West Bloomfield to enjoy the big game, well, look, the Lions are finally good. The Tigers and Red Wings are on the rise. The Pistons might just win it all. You're going to want a place to go where there's going to be some excitement, some other fans from in the community, and it's right in your backyard. New place is going to pop up very soon on Orchard Lake Road. It's called Gameday Social, and it may become the destination for the big game right here in West Bloomfield. Joining me with more information, all the juicy details, is Awsem Zbair, who is from Gameday Social, joining us on the Splash Live. Awsem, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure, Tyler. Thank you for having me.
Happy to have you on the show as we get ready for this brand new bar coming in to Greater West Bloomfield. Tell us a little bit about the experience. What sets Gameday Social apart from some of the other sports bars?
Well, it's going to start with the vibe and the energy that we want to curate for our guests that join us. Fortunately, being in this time of our lives where we can actually enjoy watching local sports, whether it's the Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Tigers, we're all performing very well. Our college teams are doing great. Even, local sport, the Olympics, we finally won the gold. So, all those opportunities really curate a unique opportunity for our guests to come in and really enjoy, something that we feel the area needs and something that we're excited to provide. And I think it's going to be amazing atmosphere. That's what we're working to develop and to build for the residents of West Bloomfield.
And something different, too, because you want to create that place that is that destination that people will go to when the big game's coming up. They don't want to go miles outside of their community, or they don't want to go to a smaller bar necessarily that they may not be able to talk to the person sitting next to them and enjoy the game and have that fan experience. So, in your new environment that's going to be on Orchard Lake Road, how are you going to be able to fit all of that in and create that experience that's still got that intimate environment for friends and family to enjoy a good meal?
Well, I think it's the atmosphere that we're developing. We were very fortunate to work with some amazing designers, and we kind of explained to them, what we're looking for. We're looking for a elevated experience for our guests. We want our food and our cocktail program to shine through what we're doing. We definitely want to establish ourselves as a place that people go to for the big game, whatever team that they're following, and at the same time, just for an amazing dinner. If your team isn't playing that night, or you're looking for a great bite of food or an excellent beverage, we want to be there to service all of those needs.
I got to ask this because the ownership group's gone to the township for a while to bring this forward. Obviously, they want to bring another great restaurant to Greater West Bloomfield. Your ownership group has others right here in our community and in surrounding areas. But a sports bar expected to open near the beginning of summer. You look at the Pistons' record. Any planning behind that, having a sports bar possibly right before the Pistons are going to be in the NBA Finals potentially?
And it's funny, we want to be that destination where people come back because their team had great luck while they were watching the game with us, right? And we want to definitely be there for that, for the Stanley Cup Championship. And the World Cup starts in the middle of June. And there's a lot of soccer fans in the area. So, we're soccer fans. We're sports fans. We love sports. We're all about it. We want to be the place where people come and do their fantasy football drafts. We want to be the destination where, again, people celebrate the championships and the victories that we've had. And, worst case scenario, you get to talk about the defeats and how we can be better the next game coming up. But yeah, the Pistons are doing great, and it's a great time to be a fan. We've all gone through those bumps and bruises of the difficulties our teams have gone through to get to where they're at now. So it's great to be a part of it and to see them thriving. We're ready to celebrate all of that with our guests.
You're going to be on Orchard Lake Road in the Boardwalk Shopping Center. That's right across the street from a couple of the medical facilities, the Tesla dealership. It's down the road, just south of the old Orchard Fitness on the boulevard on Orchard Lake Road, right in the heart of the community. What went into the decision to put the bar in that position of the township, right there in what's called the town center?
Well, our team is from West Bloomfield. Our family still lives in West Bloomfield. A lot of my friends, a lot of my, people that I've grown up with all live in West Bloomfield. And our team looked for a location for, I'd say, the better part of the last 15 years. And we've walked through a lot of spaces. We've, hemmed and hawed at, what makes a place really successful and, what we can do to kind of set up the location portion of it. And when this opportunity came up, we knew it was the right one. It's a space that's going to have a very quaint, elevated environment, and the surrounding area is perfect for exactly what we're looking for with all the development that's going on from a residential standpoint, from all the businesses and medical groups. People want a delicious, fast lunch. They want to enjoy themselves while they're watching a game, and we feel like we can provide all of that. We've spent a lot of time developing our menu, developing our cocktail and our beverage program. So we're just super excited about rolling it out for everybody.
Awsem Zbair is with us from Gameday Social, a new sports bar on its way to West Bloomfield, right in time for all those summer sports events, the World Cup, which is coming to the U.S. this summer, as well as possibly an NBA Finals run for the Detroit Pistons, and so many other events to come as we get into the later portion of the summer, next fall with the Lions, and so much more. More information can be found GamedaySocialBar.com. Expected opening on Orchard Lake Road in May of 2026. Awsem, you mentioned that your whole team is from West Bloomfield. You've been looking for years, your ownership group, to bring a restaurant like this, a bar, to West Bloomfield. For any restaurant owner, they don't go, and any business owner really, they don't go into a new venture hoping that it goes maybe a little bit well, maybe they get a couple of years. They want it to be a long-haul success. And does it change that mindset, that approach, the motivation? How does that change for your team? Because this is your home.
I think it's the confidence from our experience. We're very tenured as far as being in the industry. We know what it takes to run a successful business from a restaurant perspective. It starts with the atmosphere that we're developing. It continues with the service standards that we put in place for our team, the attention to detail, personalizing that guest experience. But at the end of the day, it comes down to hospitality. It comes down to really going above and beyond and anticipating our guests' needs and making sure that we're ready for the business. And we know, what it takes to have the longevity in this industry. Not for nothing, our goal is to scale this product. We want to develop a restaurant that is something that we take to other communities as well. And what better place than our own backyard? We want to raise the bar. We want to set certain expectations for ourselves and exceed them for our guests.
Gameday Social expected opening in May of 2026 in the Boardwalk Shopping Center on Orchard Lake Boulevard as you're heading south toward the Lodge in Greater West Bloomfield. Awsem Zbair is with us from the Gameday Social Sports Bar team as they get ready for their opening in just a few months. Awsem, you've mentioned so much during our conversation today, the experience. You want your customers to have that great experience that makes them want to come back, makes them want this to be their destination for that big game every single time, every single season, every single sport. How do you approach that? What do you hope will ultimately be their feelings, these customers, when they leave your restaurant after a meal and after a good game?
It starts with us. we want to have a place that we would want to go to and we would want to eat at, and we would want to celebrate these victories and enjoy a game. We want to make sure that collectively we put out a product that we would want to visit and we would want to give our business to. So once we all came to the agreement of what our goals are, and we put our brains together, we really did come up with an awesome product. And again, we've taken our time. We've had the luxury of, working with a lot of different designers on what the renderings look like. We've not cut a corner as far as what we're doing from um, a service standpoint. We want to make sure that again, we're going above and beyond, where somebody walks away and they're like, wow, that server was really nice, or wow, that bartender made an awesome drink, or wow, they have, everywhere I turned, there was a place to watch the game. We want to have that ringing endorsement from all of our customers that come in, and, really get to enjoy what they have going on when they come in there.
Lastly, Awsem, I'm sure that homeowners nearby will be wondering this as they hear about this new bar going in. So often people associate sports bars with being loud, raucous environments, late nights where, people nearby are trying to sleep in their homes. Those on Leslie Crest, it's quite literally over the fence in their backyard where they get to the Boardwalk Shopping Center. So what should people know about the hours, about the noise and all that? What can they expect from your bar that maybe is different from what they would typically expect from most sports bars?
Well, we want to be respectful to our neighbors, right? And we're taking the approach of, not necessarily even the neighbors that live behind us, but our neighbors to the left and to the right of us within the strip mall. So we're soundproofing the building. We are definitely going to be cognizant of our clientele, but above and beyond all, we want to let everybody know that we are establishing ourselves as a place where we definitely want you to come enjoy the game and have a great time. But at the end of the day, if a touchdown gets scored, everybody's going to cheer. We're just getting way ahead of that to make sure that that doesn't become any kind of issue whatsoever. And we met with all of our neighbors in the neighborhood behind us. We sat down, we went over basically what our game plan was, and I think they walked away happy and impressed with us being way ahead of the ball. We want to get ahead of any type of issue that could possibly arise so that we're not a nuisance. We want to be the best neighbor they've ever had. The neighbor that comes over with a plate of cookies, or at this point, a plate of chicken wings. So we've gone above and beyond, and we're just excited to bring this brand and this type of venue to the area.
Going to be an exciting time in Greater West Bloomfield, middle of the summer on the Boulevard, a new sports bar to add to that experience as you're going up and down Orchard Lake. Awsem, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Tyler. Have a great day, bud.